Inside Taylor Swift's secret $150 million real estate empire are homes so lavish, so private, and so strategic, you've probably never even heard of most of them. While the world obsesses over her music, her love life, and those cryptic Easter eggs, Taylor's been quietly building something far more powerful, a real estate portfolio that rivals billionaires and Hollywood tycoons. From penthouses in Manhattan to beachfront mansions that vanish behind private gates, each property tells a hidden chapter of her story. And this isn't just a collection of pretty houses, this is a blueprint. A carefully calculated, ever-expanding empire built on privacy, symbolism, and long-term domination. But what's even crazier? Some of these homes you've never seen. Not in tabloids, not in interviews, not even in fan deep dives. And one of them, rumor has it, has a chilling secret buried beneath the floorboards. Let's start with the strategy behind it all. Because Taylor Swift isn't just buying homes, she's playing chess. On the surface, it looks like Taylor just buys homes wherever her career takes her. But behind the scenes, there's a method to the madness, and it's shockingly smart. Every major purchase has aligned with a personal rebrand, a media shift, or a turning point in her life. When she transformed from country sweetheart to global pop powerhouse, she didn't just change her sound. She planted roots in the cultural capitals of the world. Take her TriBeCa properties, for example. That wasn't just about moving to New York. It was about owning a narrative. She bought multiple units in the same building, creating her own fortress in the city that never sleeps, just as her public image was undergoing a major evolution. And she doesn't flip homes for quick cash like most celebrities. She holds them, guards them, expands them. Because for Taylor, these aren't houses, they're long-term power plays. And it all starts with the crown jewel, her custom-made NYC compound. Taylor Swift's real estate crown jewel isn't just a luxury apartment. It's an entire compound in the heart of Manhattan's most exclusive neighborhood. Over the span of several years, she quietly acquired multiple units inside a historic TriBeCa building. The result? A sprawling, multi-floor fortress estimated to be worth over $40 million. It's part penthouse, part townhouse, part underground lair, and it's designed for one thing above all else: privacy. While paparazzi swarm the streets outside, Taylor moves between floors and entrances without ever being seen. It's got secret passages, interconnected hallways, and a level of security that feels more CIA than celebrity. But the real genius? She bought the surrounding units, not to live in, but to control who could live next to her. That's billionaire thinking. This wasn't a vanity purchase. It was a calculated move to make New York City her stronghold during her most public years. And while the outside world was fixated on her feuds and albums, Taylor was quietly building an unbreachable base of operations. But New York wasn't the only place she made a statement, because back in California, she bought a piece of Hollywood history. In Los Angeles, Taylor didn't just buy a mansion, she bought a legend. Her Beverly Hills estate once belonged to Samuel Goldwyn, one of the original founders of Hollywood's golden age. Think red carpets, studio moguls, and black and white royalty. Instead of tearing it down like so many celebs do, Taylor poured millions into restoring it, down to the vintage chandeliers, custom moldings, and manicured gardens. She even fought to have it designated as a historic landmark. Why? Because she didn't just want to live in the home, she wanted to protect its legacy. And that tells you everything about how she thinks. Where others see property, she sees permanence. A way to plant herself in Hollywood's DNA without ever needing a blockbuster film deal or a Walk of Fame star. This mansion isn't her biggest, it isn't even her flashiest, but it might be the most symbolic. Because with this house, Taylor didn't just buy into Hollywood, she outclassed it. But her most mysterious property isn't in Beverly Hills or Manhattan. It's perched on a seaside cliff far away from cameras, and it has a history that fans still whisper about. At first glance, Taylor's Rhode Island mansion looks like something out of a fairy tale. Massive, remote, and perched dramatically above the crashing waves of Watch Hill. But this isn't just a beach house, it's a fortress of secrets. She bought it for a reported $17 million. In cash, no loans, no fanfare, just a wire transfer, And suddenly, one of the East Coast's most iconic properties belonged to a 20-something pop star. It's hosted her infamous 4th of July parties, A-list blowouts that became the stuff of Instagram legend. We're talking Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Gigi Hadid, and even Tom Hiddleston in that I Heart TS tank top. But once the parties stopped, the mystery deepened. For years, fans have speculated about why she bought the estate and what's really inside. Some say there's an underground vault. Others claim there are tunnels carved into the cliffside. One wild rumor even suggests something was buried on the property during a late-night beach ritual. Whether any of that's true or not, one thing is clear. This isn't a vacation house. It's a private sanctuary built for control, distance, and a little bit of myth-making. But to understand how far back her real estate instincts go, we need to rewind to where it all began. Nashville. Long before the private jets, the penthouses, and the historic mansions, Taylor Swift was just a teenage girl with a guitar and a bold first move. At just 19 years old, she bought her very first property, a spacious penthouse in downtown Nashville. While most young stars were renting apartments or living off tour buses, Taylor was buying equity, and she didn't stop there. Over the years, she quietly added more properties throughout Tennessee, including an estate in Forest Hills with a pool, guest house, and sweeping southern charm. But this wasn't just about comfort, it was about image. By staying rooted in Nashville, Taylor kept a connection to her country beginnings, even as her sound evolved. It sent a message to her fan base. I haven't forgotten where I came from. And in an industry obsessed with reinvention, that kind of loyalty is rare and powerful. While other celebrities jump cities with every album cycle, Taylor built a multi-city empire, and Nashville was always the foundation. But there's one twist in her portfolio that stands out, because it's not about what she bought, it's about the one home she chose to let go. Taylor Swift almost never sells her homes. She holds on to them like chess pieces, each one serving a purpose in her larger strategy. But in 2018, something unusual happened. She quietly sold one of her Los Angeles properties. It wasn't just any house. This was the mid-century modern estate she bought during the 1989 era. Sleek, private, and perched in the hills of Beverly Hills. And then, suddenly, it was gone. Rumors flew. Some whispered that the house was haunted. Others claimed it had been compromised by a stalker incident, one of several disturbing intrusions Taylor faced during those years. But the real reason? Insiders say it was deeply personal. That particular property had become tied to a specific chapter in her life, and once that chapter closed, so did the doors on that home. Selling it wasn't about money, it was about cutting emotional ties. A rare glimpse into the side of Taylor most fans never get to see, the woman who guards her peace as fiercely as her fame. And if she was willing to walk away from that, what's she really building behind the scenes? Because one thing's becoming clear. Taylor's not just living in these homes, she's leveraging them. Taylor Swift's real estate holdings aren't just a flex, they're a financial chessboard. Altogether, her properties are estimated to be worth over $150 million. But the genius isn't just in what she owns, it's in how she owns it. Most of her properties aren't even in her name. They're hidden behind LLCs and trusts, giving her airtight privacy and serious tax advantages. It's the same strategy used by real estate moguls, hedge fund billionaires, and legacy families. In fact, her empire is so well structured that some financial experts believe she's on track to become a real estate tycoon in her own right, separate from music, touring, or merch. And there's a reason she rarely renovates and flips like other celebrities. Instead, she buys in prime locations, customizes for her needs, and never sells. That kind of patience? It's the opposite of flashy. It's the definition of generational wealth. Even her biggest fans don't fully realize what she's doing. While the headlines obsess over her latest album or relationship, Taylor is playing a much quieter game, one measured in deeds, trust funds, and long-term leverage. And if her past moves are any clue, she's not even close to finished. Because this empire, it's still expanding, quietly, deliberately, relentlessly. Taylor Swift's fans know the lyrics, the Easter eggs, the fashion, the feuds. But most have no idea she's been building one of the most quietly powerful real estate empires in entertainment history. From New York to Nashville, Beverly Hills to Rhode Island, every home is more than just an address. It's a calculated move in a much bigger game. A game that's not about fame, but forever. While other stars rent, sell, or splurge on trends, Taylor's creating a legacy, one mansion, one city block, one historic estate at a time. And the deeper you look, the more it starts to feel like real estate might be her true power play. Not a side hobby, not a vanity flex, but a blueprint for total independence. So the next time someone asks how Taylor Swift stays on top, it might not be the music, the tours, or even the fame. It might be the homes you've never seen, quietly holding up an empire that no one's talking about until now.